So Palantir works closely with a lot of institutions like the CIA, the FBI, the US military, and various like Western governments. So from the beginning, Thiel's career has been located at like a very, I would say, interesting intersection, which is technology, finance, government, and intelligence infrastructure. And this already sets him apart from many other Silicon Valley entrepreneurs because Thiel has always seemed interested not only in building companies, but also in shaping systems of power and information. Another interesting thing about Thiel is the way that he moves through different spheres at once. So he's simultaneously like a venture capitalist and a technological strategist or technology strategist, a political donor, a public intellectual, and increasingly he's kind of becoming a cultural symbol. You know, he funds startups, but he also funds political campaigns. He invests in technology, but he also sponsors intellectual projects and institutions, which is interesting because he started out with a very libertarian worldview. Anyways, so for example, he helped fund the Thiel Fellowship, which is a program that pays young people to drop out of college and start companies instead. He has also supported think tanks and research organizations that are focused on technological innovation and political theory. He's also donated to political candidates across different ideological positions, including starting out with libertarian and conservative figures. And he's backed also, several prominent political candidates in recent years, including, candidates aligned with more nationalist or populist movements in American politics. At the same time, Thiel has also funded media organizations, research institutes, intellectual projects, all kinds of shit. So what kind of emerges here is not just economic influence, it's also kind of like networked influence, right? Like an influence that spans technology, politics, culture, and ideas. And this is part of the reason that Thiel has become such a controversial figure, because unlike business leaders, or many of them at least, who try to remain politically neutral in public, he is actually I don't want to say very, but he's relatively open about the fact that he believes technology and political power are deeply connected. And he quite comfortably participates in both spheres. You very much see his presence in conversations about the future of capitalism, the limits of democracy, technological governance, artificial intelligence, and like the role of like elite decision making in shaping society. So in other words, Thiel operates as more than just a businessman. He is someone who's interested in the architecture of the future.